My name is Cassandra Dorrington. I am the President and CEO of the Canadian Aboriginal and Minority Supplier Council, CAMSC. CAMSC is a 15-year-old organization, an offshoot, so to speak, or sort of a child of NMSDC. We support, advocate, and promote supplier diversity in the Canadian landscape. 15 years old this year, so somewhat a teenager in the world of supplier diversity, and we cover the whole of Canada, and we are interested in identifying, certifying Aboriginal minority-owned companies and connecting them up into the supply chain of corporate Canada and beyond. The top 3 things one should know. Supplier diversity is what I call a market access tool. So first of all, it's not a guarantee, it's market access. Second one, because it's not a mandate in the Canadian landscape for our corporations or government, it is a proactive approach by corporations and government to be inclusive. So market access, it's all about inclusivity and it's proactive. And as well, it really is about your value proposition. It's not a guarantee of anything. It's what value do you bring to the table? What are you bringing and how does it align to what the corporate and our government is looking for? This is not meant to be I'm a minority supplier, oh, where's my opportunity? This is now all talking about the business value, what you bring to the table. And we are constantly on the outlook for what's the next wave, where are we at as it relates to what do we bring to the table? And this is all about if you have the best mousetrap, then you want to be in front of the right people who are looking for that. You have the best AI product, you're new in cybersecurity, it's going to bring something of value and interest. Every business is looking to how they can be more competitive, how they can better their bottom line, how they can be more flexible, more customer focused. If you're able to deliver on that, they're looking for you. To be successful in the Canadian landscape is one, making sure you've identified who you're looking for. There are some who tend to think Canada is new, totally new, and doesn't have any suppliers at all, okay? So if you're an MBE in the US, you come across, oh, I can do this. Well, guess what? We have 36 million people. We probably come across that as well. So one, identify clearly your market, identify your partner that you want to come into. And then the corporations, if you're doing work with a corporation in the US, there's a good chance they're doing similar work in Canada. They might want to bring you across the border with them. They might want to hook you up with a Canadian partner. So it's being clear as to what value you bring either to the corporation and where you can match yourself up with the supplier. Again, given this time of tariffs and laws and trades, it's very important to be talking to your lawyer as well to make sure that you are not violating anything, whether you're going to set up shop or whether you're just doing work across the border, as well as talk to your accountant about what does that mean for your finances. Because all those are tricky little things that in this day and age of trade, you have to be aware of what that looks like. If there's any US companies who want to do business in Canada, we can help you by aligning you to the right professionals, whether they be lawyers and or accountants that would help you through the intricacies of making sure it's accurate and right for your business. It's interesting. Companies who are doing very well here in the US tend to think their growth is here, but there's a whole opportunity, a range of opportunities worldwide or globally that you might not have thought of. The Australian market, the government has put a lot of money into building Indigenous businesses who are looking for partners in particular areas. South Africa with their Black empowerment, again, there's money and training coming down, but they might not have the capacity, the capability or capacity. They're looking for partnerships. In the Canadian landscape, again, the Canadians are looking to grow. We're looking for who brings that sort of maturity, and we bring sort of that strength on the ground. How do we match it? There are a number of global opportunities that I think the time is prime for anybody looking to grow to open that door and walk through. Let me talk to you about a success story. One of my staffing firms, they started out with us, probably one of our first suppliers, and they started out small. And they were literally, just starting to work with a couple organizations until they saw the opportunity to start to stay in financial services. So then they started to build up their expertise and strength in just dealing with the financial organizations, to the point that they opened a second office in the Florida landscape. They have an office, I believe, in and around the New York landscape, servicing their financial customer who crosses the border. And they've grown into a multi-million-dollar organization now. And now they're at the point of saying, we want to mentor and work with other suppliers so we can grow them as well. And again, it takes a while, it takes perseverance and to put the hard work in. But if you focus on who your customer is, where you're going to build your specialty, which is what this supplier has done, he's able to see success and now reach out a hand and help somebody else out. What brings me joy is the fact when I see companies who actually are able to make connections, and the next thing I hear about their bidding opportunities, whether they won them or not, the fact that they actually see their own strength being realized, their own growth being realized, and they're able to share with others. Last year, I went to a workshop in the Nova Scotia region. And there was a young lady across the table from me. She did not fit my stakeholder group, so she was a person with disability. And she said, well, I don't know if there's any work for me. I instantly connected her up to what the IWSCC is, the Organization for Disabilities. She came to one of my workshops. I introduced her as well to one of the financial institutions. They said, oh, we got some work for you instantly. Before she left to go home, within 3 days, she has signed a contract with one of my financial institutions to do some financial strategy work with them in their stakeholder group. And from that point on, her business has grown, and that's only in a year, significantly. And just the thing, you see someone come in and say, I don't know if this works for me at all, and all of a sudden for them to step into their light, step into their strength, it's amazing to see that unfold in front of your eyes. Supplier Diversity started over 50 years ago in Chicago, and we've seen it evolve to where it is today. I believe Supplier Diversity will evolve more as we go forward. And so I think people should be flexible, but open and innovative as to what it will look like and what they bring to the table. So the Supplier Diversity 10 years ago or 15 years ago is no longer. It has to change, but we also want our suppliers to be very focused on change. Corporations, governments are looking for innovation. They're looking for flexibility. I believe these suppliers we have who did not have deep pockets and had to be flexible and innovative, I think are primed for success, and now is the time for that to happen.